What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Has Call of Duty lost its identity? That is the title of a recent video from Exclusive Ace. One I honestly urge you to watch. I'll even link it down in the description so you can find it nice and easy. Because when I watched this video, not only did I agree with what Exclusive Ace had to say, I started to think that maybe it's time for Call of Duty to usher in a new identity. One thing that really resonated with me from Exclusive Ace's video was that he kept talking about the lack of cohesion in Call of Duty's art styles and themes. The game seems to just be all over the place. Nothing is off limits. One moment you can be fighting against a zombie, the next moment you can be fighting a demon with fire coming out of its head, and then later on in the match you're going toe-to-toe with a teenage mutant ninja turtle. None of it seems to make sense, and the art style of each individual skin varies greatly. And all of this creates a disconnecting experience for the player. One that can be a little jarring, and one that can kind of put you off from playing the game altogether. You sit there and question yourself, what happened to Call of Duty? Now, in this video, similar to Exclusive Aces, I'm not going to argue that Call of Duty is a milsim game. It isn't. As much as maybe I thought it used to be, in all honesty, it never was. It was an arcade shooter with a military theme attached to it. That is what it did really well. But over the years, especially recently, they have moved away from that exclusive military theme and have spread their wings and have decided to go with crazy crossovers with superheroes or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the Terminator and try their hand at going above and beyond what they used to be. And a lot of this has been counter to what the community may or may not have wanted. But the revenue speaks for itself. These skins sell. That's why we're getting more shark skins, more stoned out lizards, is because they sell so well in the store. That's why we're going to see more and more premium event passes, because they do well. So if this does so well, why is it that Call of Duty is so disconnected within its own art style, with its own theme of the game? Because it feels like the only thing Call of Duty is willing to sacrifice in its own identity is the character models and some skins here or there. Outside of that, Call of Duty is still an arcade shooter with a military theme. So all of it feels extremely disconnected. Like, honestly, Call of Duty, what are you trying to be? Especially when you look at other games out there. Let's take Fortnite, for example. Fortnite is a game that knows what it wants to be. It leans into it. Everything that they bring into that game, they make it a part of its own identity. It doesn't matter what crossover they have or what wacky character they bring into the game. All of it feels the same, looks the same, and you can tell, wow, that's a skin for Fortnite. That's not how Call of Duty operates in any way. At least, that's not how it seems to be. Because whenever Call of Duty does its own crossover, it seems to disconnect itself further from where the game originally tried to be. The original theme of it all, right? Because if you look at everything that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has to offer, a lot of it is still trying to adhere to that military theme, whether it's the campaign or the multiplayer maps. Heck, even most of the guns, they're trying to adhere to a 90s era Call of Duty game, a 90s era theme. But it's not working, especially when you have such a departure in the customization of the game. So this is where I interject with Call of Duty's new identity. If this is where you're willing to go with the skins, why even adhere to a theme at all? If anything, let's push the boundaries of what we do when it comes to map design, comes to art direction. Let's just jump the shark. Let's go all out. Like, if we're being completely honest, one of Black Ops 6's best maps is Grind. None of that adheres to a military theme. Didn't back in 2012 when it came out with Black Ops 2. It doesn't today either. But it works because it's a fun map. It's vibrant with color, and they did a tremendous job reskinning it with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle art around the map. It works. And we've seen other attempts at going outside of the box a little and it working in the past. I look at Black Ops 3, Treyarch did a tremendous job of just doing whatever they wanted with the map design. Whether it was bringing the game into an abandoned water park or having that one map, I can't think of it right now, with 3 distinct lanes, with 3 distinct themes, it worked. And then of course we had the micro map, which was you battling on a larger version of a picnic table. And it was great. It was vibrant. It worked. So why is it that every single map in Black Ops 6 counteracts that? Just goes completely against that idea of thinking outside the box. Why have we reserved ourselves to go back to the boring maps of Lowtown, Dealership, Hideout, where we've got a lot of browns and grays and dull greens instead of with vibrancy, instead of with creativity? That's what's truly lacking. So we're willing to go creative when it comes to the skins of the game, of the customization. But when it comes to the foundation of the game, part of the gameplay experience, we want to be reserved. We want to adhere to the themes the franchise was built upon. But why? Some of the game's best maps, some of the franchise's best maps, is when we go outside the box. When we stop trying to contain ourselves within this military theme that honestly no one cares about anymore. I know there are some purists out there that will say they won't play Call of Duty unless it is a milsim, but let's be honest. Some of Call of Duty's best content is when they move away from that theme altogether. And this will allow the game to feel less disconnected. It'll feel more cohesive, especially if you maintain a consistent art style. Instead of deviating from the path with every new skin that you're trying to sell for $30, but placing that skin on a military themed map that we're all supposed to believe is going to retain a sense of identity. The identity of Call of Duty that we grew up on is gone. This isn't MW2 anymore. This isn't COD 4. This isn't even Black Ops 1. We're far past that. And if you don't want to get on board, that's totally fine. I'm not saying that the new identity of Call of Duty, if they go this route, is going to be for everybody. But at least it'll feel more connected. It'll feel like they're trying to stay consistent. Because right now, that's not the case. What we have in Call of Duty at the moment is a disconnected mess that only stands to be disconnected out of greed. That's how it's portrayed right now. Because the only thing that is taken away from the original themes of the franchise is what you can buy in the store. And that seems to be a little off if you ask me. Now, one last thing I do want to note in this video was that Exclusive Ace brought up a very good solution to the theme-breaking skins that we see in the game. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Squid Game characters, is that you could have a filter to turn these off. And I think it's a great idea. I just don't think Call of Duty will ever go down that route. And I'd rather see Call of Duty try to push the boundaries of their own creativity versus trying to just make everybody happy. Because when you try to make everybody happy, you in turn push people away. So those are my thoughts on Call of Duty's identity. Yes, I think Call of Duty has lost its identity, but we could also usher in a brand new one. One that could be better than its original one, if done correctly. So that's it for the video today. Would love to hear your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. Remember to go see Exclusive Ace's video. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.